So in today's video, we are going to be talking about the pros and cons of both of these trucks, my 6.0 Powerstroke and my 6.7 Powerstroke. I have owned this 6.0 back here for about 8 years now and the 6.7 over here for a little bit over a year. So I've gotten the feel for both of them. Even though it's a 6.0 Powerstroke, it does have its pros versus a newer truck like the 6.7, which also does have its cons. So in this video, we're going to be going over that. And in the end, I choose between the two, which one is my favorite. So make sure you stick around till the end. And if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys like and subscribe to my channel where I do a build series on my 6.7 and my 6.0 Powerstroke back here and many other things. So make sure you guys check out our YouTube channel, like and subscribe. And with that, let's hop into this. We are going to go over some pros and cons of the infamous 6.0 Powerstroke. As far as the 6.0 Powerstroke goes, it does have its pros. I know it's a 6.0, yes, they have pros, and it does have its cons. We're going to start off with my personal pros. For some people, it being a single cab may feel like a con, but to me, I feel like it's just a lot more maneuverable. It's lighter, especially when you got it on a trailer being hauled by that truck. Just feels like you get around a lot easier and a lot better. Another pro, the 6.0 Powerstrokes sound the absolute best, especially when you got a straight pipe on them or a hood stack. And they sound even better when you pair them with a 9-blade turbo. This thing whistles, sounds beautifully. I just love driving this truck because you can hear it from a mile away. So not only does it look good, but it sounds so good. I love these 6.0s also because the 99 to 16s, basically everything just interchanges. Like those mirrors, that bed, the tailgate, that bumper, that's all 2016. Basically, they're back. You just gotta love that you can just swap over parts like these King Ranch seats from other years and they'll just bolt right up. Pretty insane. Believe it or not, it being a 6.0 Powerstroke is a pro for me, and here's why. 6.0 Powerstrokes are cheaper to maintain. Like if it breaks down, you're usually looking at like $1,000 or so, depending on what it is. When a 6.7 breaks down, probably looking at like $2,000–3,000 to get this thing up and running. So you're paying like 2/3 or a third of the cost of what it would cost to maintain one of these. Because they have a notoriously bad name, you can find parts for this relatively anywhere, whether it be Facebook or diesel performance shops. Everybody carries parts for these 6.0s. So it's pretty easy to find a lot of parts for these. So you can usually get a good deal on them because they're the worst motor ever made. So you can pick them up for a lot of times very fair prices. And lastly, I do want to say that I'm just a huge fan of this body style. They are slowly getting to that age where these are starting to become almost a classic, not necessarily, but slowly getting there. And I feel within the next few years, these things are going to become sought after because it's getting harder and harder to find not only a non-beat on 6.0 because they sound so good, but a clean one as well. Now, if we go over the cons, my 2006 F250 rides like an absolute wagon. I got Bilsteins on it. I got a suspension lift, so there's like no body lift or anything like that. This thing also gets horrible gas mileage. Like daily driving this for a week straight, I'll probably spend anywhere from $100 to $120 a week driving this versus that one over there, which I spend, I'm not kidding, like half that. Con. Being a 6.0, you hear a lot of people talking smack. So whether you make a post online or go anywhere, nice, is that a 7.3? No, it's a 6.0. How many head gaskets do you change that? You just hear head gasket jokes a lot more often than you really should, but you know how it goes. Being a 6.0, it makes you sometimes nervous. Like even me that I've had mine for 8 years and it's been a great truck to me, when something doesn't sound right, like it makes you nervous because so many people talk so bad on it. You're like, what if they're right? What if it is head gaskets this time? What if it is my oil cool? What if it is my high pressure? What if my ICP? And it just gets to you over time. No matter how much faith you have in your vehicles, you're just going to kind of have that feeling for as many people that talk bad about it. As far as reliability, it just makes you nervous because it's a 6.0 is basically what I'm trying to say. Another thing that I don't really care for on my 6.0 is the rear end. I wish that I could spin them both, but I can probably get them both to spin 50% of the time. The other 50%, you get a one-wheel peel. So if you get in front of a group of people, you got 50% shot of someone making fun of your one-wheel peel, or 50% shot that someone's like, wow, nice, that 6.0 spun them both. Hell yeah. And one more thing. I hate doing the fuel filter on the driver's side frame rail. It is so tight It is always so tight and a huge pain in the butt to get up there and do that fuel filter. You have to get like a massive freaking socket and then a very long extension, and you have like that much wiggle room. Super annoying, not a fan of it. So now we're gonna move on to the 6.7 Powerstroke. But before we get too far into it, I just wanted to introduce myself. If you're new here, my name is George. I'm the owner of Titan back here, and I never actually came up with a name with that. That is my 6.7 Powerstroke. Started from absolutely nothing, 0 followers, 0 views, 0 everything actually. And we have slowly worked our way up to where we are today. I basically just said that because I didn't want you guys to think I was some stuck-up content creator that rode someone's coattails to get to where they are today. I know what it's like to be from the absolute bottom. But if you guys could check out my description down below, check out my other socials. We got TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. So do my channel. Now let's hop right into it and go over the pros and cons of the 6.7. So first off, we talked about the gas mileage. This thing gets like 13, 14 miles a gallon, which is pretty good considering this thing is on an 8-inch lift on 2614s. It rides like a Cadillac compared to the 6.0, not like an actual Cadillac. That'd be kind of sick. I love the beefy look of this whole thing, especially with the visor. It just looks so beefy. Everything, the front end, just everything on it just makes it look so freaking aggressive, and I just love it. The interiors on these things are awesome. Like the door panel is just beautiful. It just looks so good, like naturally. Like the only thing I have done are some seat covers. Previous owner paint matched a few things on there. But these things are awesome. Not only that, but they have so much freaking storage. Like I literally put one of my nephews in there and he fit. The secret compartments are pretty cool. It's nasty in there, but you get the gist. It's pretty cool. It's like wherever you go, there's just like compartments all over this freaking truck. Like it's just awesome. Beautiful interior, so much storage. That kind of rolls us into the other pro. I have back seats. I am a diehard single cab fan. But going from a single cab to this, I didn't realize how much I was missing out on. The leg room, obviously, that was a big plus. And just being able to throw stuff in the back. That's why that's a freaking mess. I just throw stuff in the back. This thing is just an awesome daily. Like it genuinely is. Like this thing I'll spend like $65 a week. I got a 25-minute commute one way, so almost an hour round trip between driving. It is just a very convenient vehicle between throwing stuff in the bed, having the extra leg room, throwing stuff in the back. It has gooseneck in the bed to haul my trailer. Rides great, hauls awesome, sounds good. Like this is just a universally likable truck. The one thing I don't like is, unlike the 6.0, not everything is interchangeable. Like I guess you could swap over 6.4 stuff to this or like 6.0 stuff to this, but why would you want to do that? You just can't swap everything out like you can or would a 6.0 Powerstroke. Another thing about these is they're just expensive to keep maintenance on versus a 6.0. But then again, they don't really break down as often if we're going down that route. So maybe that's why parts and everything are more expensive, but it also is newer. One thing I hate about this truck is taking off this dang grill. You need like a screwdriver 6 feet long to pop open those tabs to pull this thing off. Most annoying thing ever. The 6.0, you have room, you open it, stick your hand down there, push it down. Whole thing very simple. This thing, you'll sit there and cut your hands, slice them all open, and it takes you 30 minutes to take off the grill. It only takes you like 5 minutes now because I've done it like 20 times. But like, you get the point. It's super annoying, inconvenient as heck. But overall, I genuinely just freaking love this truck as well as my 6.0. So now that we're at the end and you guys know both the pros and cons of these trucks, it comes down to which one is actually my favorite. So if I was looking for something that was just a very good solid daily, 6.7, 10 out of 10, wouldn't think twice about it. It's just overall very likable vehicle. And the 6.0 it's awesome. I dailied it for years, but you don't realize how much you're missing out on until you go from 6.0 to one of those. You're like, dang. If I were to choose my favorite as far as funness, 6.0 wins. It's freaking fun to drive around. It's freaking loud, obnoxious. In my opinion, it looks better. Don't tell the 6.7. It just feels a lot more maneuverable being in a single cab. Like, it's just freaking blasted drive. Like, if I needed something to roll my windows down, cruise and listen to some music, this thing right here is it. Choosing it every time to take to a show, if I had to choose between the two, that one there. So if we had to go off that, daily driving this one, funness that one. But me personally, I am going to choose the 6.0 Powerstroke just overall with everything. And it is extremely biased just because it is the OG truck. It's a truck I've had around. I would be nothing today without that truck. Yet that truck would also be nothing without me. Kind of cheesy, but it's like my bumblebee. But I don't know, like, that truck's my friend, man. We've been together through everything, man. So like, I will always choose that truck. You know, it's been loyal to me, so I'll be loyal to it. And I just love it. I can't really explain anything other than that. It's just been an awesome truck. I love it. It's been super reliable to me, believe it or not. And that truck I would choose over this one any day. If you guys have any questions about either of these two trucks, leave a comment down below. I reply to all of my comments, so I'll get to them as soon as I can. Thank you guys for watching. I greatly appreciate it, and we will see you guys on the next one.